Hello everybody, my name is Lemon also called Lemon. I am your coach of the Sacramento Surge, and today we have got week 3 of the ASDF. I apologize for not being able to upload week 2. I just wasn't able to record it, wasn't able to make the thumbnail. It was a very busy week, wasn't able to do it, sorry. But I made an update to both the team and the team build layout. First of all, on the team, I dropped Steadfast on Typhlosion, and I picked up Hunger Switch. That does absolutely nothing, it just gives me an extra point. And I used that extra point to give me Dazzling on my Dragapult. So Dragapult can now be immune to priority moves, which is very helpful. And with the team build, for both my and my opponent's teams, you're going to be able to see the old ability and the new ability that we had to replace in the draft. So that should be very helpful so that you guys can keep a better understanding of what our team has. With that said, let's go into the matchup. This week we are facing off against Coach Dragoon and the Dying Dragoons. We are currently standing 1-1 with a -1 differential, I think it's -1. And this week is terrifying. I am very scared of this match. My opponent's team this week consists of Poison Heal Tapu Fini, Sand Rush Mega Garchomp, Pixiliate Entei, Guts Superior, Gigalith, Waterveil Hitmonchan, Sandspit Metagross, Galvantula, Weezing, Spiritomb, and Comatose Braviary. The 6 I'm expecting to see are Tapu Fini, Garchomp, Entei, Gigalith, Metagross, and either Weezing, Braviary, or Superior. I also need to note this is a post-com. Again, I wasn't able to record, so I'm going to do a post-com for this one. I'm going to try and not do a post-com for GPL, but that's kind of just the situation we're in. I wasn't able to record for ASDF week 3 either, so we're doing a post-com. Anyway, look at this matchup. I am very scared of that Garchomp. That Tapu Fini is going to be a pain in the butt to break through. Mega Garchomp, not Mega Garchomp, sorry. Entei having Pixiliate Extreme Speed. We've already faced that type of thing with the Aerialate Extreme Speed Dragonite in week 1. Metagross, always a very good Steel type. Weezing, good poison, very hard to break through unless you have a good Psychic type. Can Neutralizing Gas to kind of mess up my Donphan, or my Flash Fire on Typhlosion. So, again, 6 I'm expecting: Fini, Garchomp, Entei, Gigalith, Metagross, and either Weezing, Superior, Braviary. So the first Pokemon I wanted to bring this week was a bit of a check to Garchomp, and could provide some setup opportunity for later. We are bringing Messel the Shuckle. So what we're doing here is we have Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, and I don't think we're actually going to click either of those moves. Shuckle is here to disrupt. That's what he's here for. We have Gastro Acid, which nullifies the opponent's ability, so that can be very helpful to nullify the Tapu Fini's ability and the Garchomp's ability. So Garchomp will not have Sand Rush, and Tapu Fini won't have Poison Heal if we use Gastro Acid, until it switches out and it loses the effects. But we've also got Power Split, which averages the attacking stats between the user and the target. So Mega Garchomp will have something that's a little bit closer to base 102 attack instead of 170, which is very helpful. Sticky Web can be helpful. I don't really think we're going to bring it. We've mainly got Shuckle here to be a little bit of a lead bait. So Tapu Fini, very good lead against me. I don't have very many things that can actually break through it. So my strategy is to bait my opponent into bringing Tapu Fini first so that he can get the Poison Heal off, or the Toxic Orb to activate, and abuse that piece of his team. We've of course got Magic Bounce so that we can reflect all status moves, and leftovers for longevity. I ran a very specially defensive set. In hindsight, I should have ran more physically defensive because he has Sand, and that Sand is very, very likely to come. So it's not super and Sand increases the special defense of rock types, so Shuckle would have a very good special defense stat with Sand up. Either way, though, this Shuckle is the thing that we're bringing. We're running as minimal attacking stats as possible so that we can mess up as many Pokemon with Power Split as possible. that being said, let's move on to the next Pokemon we are bringing this week, and it is Krakatoa, the Typhlosion, coming off the bench week 3. We are running a very weird set with Lava Plume, Seismic Tox, Rest, and Sleep Talk with the Flash Fire ability, 16 speed EVs with a Timid Nature. I don't remember, I think it was for like Metagross or something. I don't remember. But this is our answer to Entei. With Flash Fire, we can take a Sacred Fire, and we also have a lot of defensive investments. We can take Extreme Speeds, and we have Rest and Sleep Talk for longevity, and we are running Lava Plume so that we can spread burns across his team, because he does not have a single aromatherapy or heal well user outside of Superior. Lava Plume is very helpful so that we can burn something like Tapu Fini on switch in. We can try and burn it on switch in. We can burn Garchomp, Superior, even Gigalith. We have enough attacking investments so that we can 2-hit KO Gigalith, and Metagross. We have enough special attack investments so that we can 2-hit KO, max HP, max special defense, Assault Vested Metagross. And what we're designed to do here is stay alive and spread burns across his team. And Seismic Toss is there mainly for the Gigalith, because that is his most likely switch in. So it's for Gigalith, and it's helpful to just spread out consistent damage, because my opponent Ghost type is a Spiritomb, and that's not very likely to come at all. So that's Typhlosion. Very happy to be bringing our Typhlosion finally. And our next Pokemon this week we are bringing is Aphrodite, the Mega Audino. We are finally running an offensive Mega Audino set, and this is going to be a good one. We are running Fire Blast, Draining Kiss, Substitute, and Calm Mind. I put Calm Mind. I don't know why. Don't know how that happened, but it's Calm Mind. With Calm Mind, if we set up 2 Calm Minds, we can sweep. We could sweep. It's either going to be breaking some things down, or it's going to sweep. We have enough speed investments so that we can outspeed 8 speed Wheezing, just because that's a lot of people, whenever they feel like they don't need a lot of investment in anything else, they just kind of put a couple of EVs in speed. So we are EV'd to outspeed that. And seeing as my opponent does not have super great switch-ins to Audino, we, besides like Metagross and Entei, which Entei is terrifying, but with my plan I should be able to have that broken down enough that Audino could take it on with a Calm Mind or so. But my opponent's most likely switch into this is either going to be Wheezing or Metagross. So we got Fire Blast for both of those. It's very strong, and Entei, while I feel like it's definitely going to come, we have other Pokemon that can deal with it pretty well. Of course, we have Regenerator. We are running a very, 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 very defensive set. We are taking EV to take physically hits super, super well, so that I think we have a mediocre chance to get 3-hit KO'd by Garchomp's Earthquake, so that we can do a good amount of damage back with Draining Kiss and heal a lot with Draining Kiss. So that is very helpful. Doesn't really break through Tapu Fini very well, but it breaks through a lot of the other team. Oh, excuse me. The next Pokemon we're bringing this week is actually our Donphan. This week we are bringing Choice Band Ice Scales. Choice Band is here because Ground is really good against my opponent. Outside of Braviary, he doesn't have a great switch-in. Banded Adamant Earthquake, Banded Max Attack Adamant Earthquake is I think it is 43% maximum or minimum to Superior, to an offensive Superior. So it doesn't really take it on a switch-in. Ice Shard, super good, priority for both Garchomp and Superior. It does over half to both of them. Gunk Shot does a lot of damage to Tapu Fini, and we have Facade there in case of any burns from the Entei's Sacred Fires, or in case of Weezing's Will-O-Wisp or Toxic Spikes. So that's very helpful. We are running max HP, max attack, 4 special defense. 4 special defense just allows us to take a special hit. Not super great, but we can take it. This thing is a very good breaker in this game. If we click the right move, we're 2-hit KOing something pretty much every time. So, very good breaker. The next Pokemon we're bringing this week is our Buzzshock, the Rotom Wash, with Will-O-Wisp, Defog, Hydro Pump, and Volt Switch. We're running the Chocoberry this week so that we have a good chance to take a +2 Earthquake from Mega Garchomp. Max defense, max HP, just so we could take it. We take about 50% from a no, from a basic attack, no Swords Dance, Mega Garchomp's Earthquake, and so that we can burn it with our Victory Star boosted Will-O-Wisps. On top of that, we are this is going to be our dedicated lead, because like I said earlier, I wanted to bait the Tapu Fini lead, and if I can burn it turn 1, then it's going to have a little bit of a harder time staying alive. So that's going to be very helpful. We're running Defog this week, excuse me. The case of Stealth Rocks on Gigalith or the Metagross, and neither of those Pokemon want to get burned. Hydro Pump hits both of them pretty hard, with or without any special attack investment. Volt Switch is pretty good pivot around his team. Garchomp is the really only thing that can take it super well, except for Superior. Superior can always switch in. But that is our plan. The next and I think final Pokemon we're bringing on our team this week is Spike the Ferrothorn. We're running Spikes, Leech Seed, Power Whip, and Knockoff with the Oka Berry. Max defense, max HP. Again, we are here to completely wall the Tapu Fini so that we can hit it pretty hard with the Power Whip, get a Leech Seed out so that we can keep healing ourselves up. If we can set up a Spikes or two, then the majority of his team is going to get weakened down really, really well for Mega Audino and for Donphan to come in. We have the Oka Berry so that we can live a mixed attacking Fire Blast from the Mega Garchomp. We have a mediocre chance to live a Sacred Fire from Banded Entei with the Oka Berry. It's not very good. I forgot to put the nature in the team build, but it is the plus defense minus special attack nature, I think. Knockoff is very helpful to remove items like the possibility of Assault Vest Gigalith, or Smooth Rock Gigalith, or Black Sludge. And it can also be very helpful to get rid of Tapu Fini's Toxicorp. So that can be very good. That's what we're bringing this week. Those are the 6. And right ahead into the battle. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to repeat on the 6 that I'm expecting to see again. The 6 I was expecting are Tapu Fini, Garchomp, Entei, Gigalith, Metagross, and either Weezing, Braviary, or Superior. Didn't know which one of the 3, but I thought that one of those 3 was going to come on top of the other 5. So, the 6 my opponent ended up bringing was mostly what I expected. Braviary, Weezing, and Superior is not what I was expecting. He didn't bring Entei, which is a huge relief, but it also kind of diminished the value of Typhlosion in this game. And on top of that, no Galvantulum and no Webs, which is really good because that was a bit of a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I already completely forgot what I was expecting. No Entei was huge though, very big threat. Meant that Oka Berry, Ferrothorn was a little bit less important, unless it was a mixed attacking Mega Garchomp. But like usual, the lead I was expecting was Tapu Fini, hoping that he would expect me to lead Shuckle. So I, of course, led with my Rotom, and he ended up leading with a Weezing. And we see that it's neutralizing gas immediately, which tells me that it does not levitate, which means that his only switch in to Banded Earthquake from Donphan is Braviary, and that does not want to take an Ice Shard. Sorry about that. Anyway, no Levitate Weezing meant that his best switch into an Earthquake was Braviary, but he does not want to take an Ice Shard, and Superior does not want to take a Gunk Shot or an Ice Shard. So here, I felt no reason to stay in. He's probably just going to set up a Toxic Spike, which I can deal with. So I just go for Volt Switch. He goes into Superior, which is perfectly fine. It means I get out of there because that thing is a threat. And I go into my Typhlosion because I want to be able to spread out burns pretty quickly. His switch-in is most definitely going to be that Gigalith, or the Tapu Fini. And either way, I have a 30% chance of burning one of them. And if I do, I get a lot of value out of that. So I go for the Lava Plume. He switches into Gigalith. Not surprising, exactly what I expected. Of course, I go for Lava Plume. We don't get the burn, which is unfortunate, but we take some sand damage. That's fine. So I switch out into Ferrothorn is probably my best switch into this thing, as he goes for Rock Blast for the offense. Makes sense. It doesn't do much damage at all. Shows it was offensive though with that calc. He goes for Stealth Rocks as I go for the Leech Seed. Or actually, I went for Knockoff to remove items. We remove his Smooth Rock, which is very, very helpful because that means that Garchomp has less sand turns, which is very important. He switches out into his Wheezing, so I go for the Leech Seed. And looking at it, I was kind of scared of a Fire Blast, so I decided to go into my Typhlosion. And I completely managed to forget that it won't have Flash Fire. He goes for Toxic Spikes. We both get damaged by the sand. Obviously, I am faster. We get the Leech Seed recovery, though. He switches out back into his Gigalith as I go for Lava Plume again, hoping for another burn. I still don't get it. Again, pretty unfortunate, but oh well. I go back out into my Ferrothorn, seeing it is my best switch in. We take Stealth Rocks. He goes for Body Press. Good protection, obviously, but we take absolutely no damage. He takes Iron Barbs, though, which hurts pretty decently, as he reveals his last move to be Curse. Curse Gigalith, bit of a threat for sure, breaks my team down pretty well, but now he's out of sand. We got a Leech Seed up, we're getting our healing, and I go into my Rotom. I think I just want to get the offensive pressure here, as he goes into Garchomp. And I try, and obviously this is a pretty good situation for me, considering I have my Shuka Berry. So in the chat, I actually said regret. I was hoping I could bamboozle him and just kind of make him go for an Earthquake. Unless he wanted, because like obviously I don't have my Flying type. I don't have a single ground resist on my team. So I was definitely expecting him to just go straight for an Earthquake, and he actually didn't. He switches out into Superior. I get the burn off on it, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate because it means I can't. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. I get the burn off, which means that it doesn't get its leftovers recovery. I switch out into Typhlosion as he goes for a substitute. Big threat for sure. Either way, my play is Lava Plume. Hopefully, I can get a burn off on something that is worth getting burned. He reveals Synthesis and tells me that his last two moves are probably Leaf Storm and some special attack. We go for Lava Plume, break it, and predicting the Gigalith, I actually go for Seismic Toss. So I knew that we were able to 2-hit KO this. So we can 2-hit KO it just from that, which is very good value out of the turn. Throwing it to kill, he switches out into his Tapu Fini. Kind of wishing I went for Lava Plume, but there's no guarantee I would have burned anyway. I got a little bit more value, a little bit more offensive pressure on that. I go into my Ferrothorn, of course, because this is my offensive and defensive answer to this, as he goes for a Calm Mind. Definitely a bit of a threat, very unsettling. He gets the Poison Heal, of course, and he goes for Soak, which is really cool because it means that I no longer have a dual resist to his stab. So, bit of an unfortunate situation there. I missed the Leech Seed, and now he goes for Moonblast. I take 41% from that, which means that he isn't super offensive, actually. So here, I decided to just go for the Power Whip. I need to get damage off on this thing quickly. He goes for Calm Mind. I think he was expecting me to go for Protect. We get a good 34% off with the Power Whip. We get Leech Seed recovery. Now he's at +2. We should be able to live a Moonblast. It's not going to be... It's a bit of a roll. We barely live it. We go for the Power Whip again. And because Leech Seed activates before Poison Heal, we kill it. So Ferrothorn did its job there for sure. He sends in the Garchomp to get to finish off the Ferrothorn. I didn't see a reason to keep it around, so I just let it go down, and I go into my Donphan so that we can get the poison off, so that we can't get burned, and so the Facade can get boosted damage. And I just go for Ice Shard. Now Ice Shard does 49% to this thing, so I knew it was gonna kill. The second one will kill, and he of course switches into his Wheezing, which is perfectly fine because either way we get some damage off. I put a lot of pressure on him, so very good turn for me, for sure. So here I decided to go into my Rotom because I really want to remove these hazards as soon as possible, so the Shuckle can come in a little bit easier. Excuse me. He goes for Sludge Bomb, gets a bit of damage off, especially with the poison. I of course go for default to remove the hazards, as he switches into Gigalith so that he can kill me with sand and poison. Good play, but I'm very happy with how this turn played out because now this was all calculated. The rest of this turn was calculated. I go into my Dawn Fan, I kill Gigalith with Earthquake. He's gonna go into his Braviary. And this Braviary is the perfect setup opportunity for Mega Audino. But first, I want to make it the really perfect setup opportunity. So I go into my Shuckle. He goes for Bulk Up, which is a little bit scary for sure. He could close combat me, he could Brave Bird, he could hit pretty hard. But of course, he actually goes for Rock Slide. And unfortunately, here he flinches me. But luckily, because I have the leftovers, I am barely out of range of another Rock Slide kill. So, I of course go for my Power Split. I go for the Power Split here, which makes his attacking stats significantly weaker, and I go into my Mega Audino, because this is the perfect Pokemon to now set up. So, Aphrodite comes in, misses the Rock Slide, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter very much at all. He's of course going to go into his Weezing, as I go for my Substitute, and this is literally the perfect situation. This is exactly what I wanted. This is where Mega Audino can set up the best. I set up a Calm Mind, and he actually can't break Sub with one Sludge Bomb. He has to go for 2 to break it, which means that I can get up another Calm Mind and probably sweep, as long as I land my Fire Blast. So I go for my second Calm Mind, and he goes for Taunt, which means that I can't set up anymore. Unfortunate, oh well. Now, I just start firing off Fire Blasts, and I'm all good. So, we do 56% with that Fire Blast. He goes for Sludge Bomb, breaks my sub, that's perfectly fine. I couldn't care less, because now I kill again with Fire Blast as long as I land. I do, Weezing is gone. So now he goes into his Mega Garchomp, hope he can kill with Earthquakes. And of course he can't. 39% on that Earthquake, and we're doing 51 with Draining Kiss. And we are healing off a lot of damage from it. So, very good turn for me. He goes for it again. I of course have to go for Draining Kiss once again because I can't take another Earthquake there without it. And here he goes into his Superior. He goes for Synthesis, trying to heal off. I go for Fire Blast to get as much damage as possible. It brings him down to 1%. And the burn and all that stacks up. He's got no way to live this turn out, so he goes for Leaf Storm. It is a Force Contrary. I go for the Draining Kiss. We get absolutely no health. It doesn't matter. Finally, here he is down to his Braviary, and either Audino kills it here, or I go Dawn Fan and I kill it with Ice Shards. It doesn't matter. Either way here, Audino has won this game guaranteed, unless he just gets like 20 Rock Slides in a row. But, yes. And here my opponent actually forfeits. Misses the bot with the Porygon bot's recording stats a little bit, but the final kill does go to Mega Audino, and one kill will be taken away, or one differential point will be taken away from Braviary. So Mega Audino put in some crazy work, but let's not ignore Shuckle there. Shuckle was great. Power Split Shuckle made it the perfect opportunity. I really forced my opponent to either switch out or just lose. Either way, Mega Audino could set up there, whether he switched into Weezing or if he stayed in and tried to like Brave Bird. Either he was taking recoil damage, he was losing defensive stats on close combats and not doing very much damage, or he was setting up and trying to keep me from setting up. Worst case scenario, he set up a bulk up or 2 while I get up a sub and a Calm Mind, and I start breaking through him with Draining Kisses. So either way, very good game to Dragoon. He's got a very terrifying team. I'm very surprised we managed to pull out a 4-0. This was a very scary matchup for sure. So that's that. If you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys or if you guys are new, please do consider liking and subscribing. It shows me you enjoy the content that I enjoy creating. We'll see you all in week 4. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.